Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're back with Darren at Green Pro Clean Limited. Today's video is a remake of one of my oldest videos, and that is how to do traditional window cleaning. How to clean a window traditionally on a residential house like this, and what basic tools you're going to need. Now, I'm doing this one with you guys stuck literally on my baseball hat, so you get a point of view experience as it were, and hopefully my actions etc are clearer. So we're going to start with what we need, and the basics are literally microfiber rag, squeegee. This is just a basic Pulex squeegee, this one. We need an applicator to get our soapy solution onto the glass, of course, and last but not least we have our trusty old Unger microfiber fine polishing cloth for finishing up. So we're going to start here. As you can see, we've got the frame, we've got the window. This is what I refer to as the seals. So just for a bit of future reference when I'm talking about water jammed in seals, etc. Up here, as you can see, it's not been cleaned for a while. It's a little bit manky because it's my conservatory and nobody pays me to clean it. So first things we're going to do is we're going to crack on by getting our applicator, which I've already got nice and dripping wet. And I'm just literally going to jam it up in there, and I'm going to go over the whole frame. You can do this with one of the blue microfiber rags over the whole frame, the whole glass, everything, and get that pretty much as wet and mopped up as possible. Now, this isn't UPVC restoration. This is just the basics of a good traditional first clean. Now we've done that, what we're going to do next, when I remember which side I hit it on, there we go. So we take one of our blue microfiber rags that we got here, and we're literally just going to wipe down and take off all the bits and pieces that are on there. Here we've got some marks. You could get some Unger rub out or some of what they call the pink stuff off of eBay, which is a PVC cleaner, and take those off. But this is just, as I say, a basic first clean to get them to an acceptable standard, doing it traditionally. So now, as you can see, the frame is already a hell of a lot whiter. We could scrub at these marks, which are probably insect poo right here, but we'll take them off later with some Unger rub out. That's not for this video, that's for another video. So now we've got the frame to a reasonable standard. As you see, we've been in all along the top here. We've gotten all the dust and the muck and the crud off of the top edge of the frame here, off of the top plastic here and down here, and the customer can see straight away a difference between what we've done on the frame and how their other plastic is still looking. So from there, I'm just going to wet up the glass once again, and now we're going to do what's called a pre-detail. So the glass is wet. I haven't avoided any edges or anything, it's just wet glass. And by pre-detailing, what we do is we get a finger in our microfiber or a thumb, and we put it up to the seal, and we run it along the seal and the glass at the same time. And what we're doing here is this, you'll get quick at this, you'll find it natural eventually. What we're doing here is this is pushing any water out of the seals so that you're not going to get drips and runs afterwards. So now we're going to find our smaller squeegee, bear with me, because it's a smaller window. And what we do on a window like this is, obviously you can't start upside down and turn the blade because the blade's too thick for the windows. Excuse the phone there. So what we do is we start at an angle, and we come across the glass nice and simply, then we turn back on ourselves, keeping the top edge up, and you should be able, with a little bit of practice, to get that in 2 passes. And then all you need to do is take your cloth, run back along the bottom edge there to just detail off any excess water, and there is a nice easy first clean on the glass. So a couple of tips for you. We're going to do it on the bigger pane down here. First, again, we're going to start by soaping it up. Try and get some of that bird mess off there. Sorry if this is a bit shaky. As I said, you're stuck on my baseball hat at the moment, and I struggle to remember that you're there. So once again, as you've seen, just a quick pre-detail, quick wipe across there, and then we take the squeegee. Now on a bigger pane like this, you can cut up to the top like so with your squeegee inverted, and then start to bring it across, then back down, and then pick up any excess you got. Now a key tip to remember, and I'm just going to take some of that off so I can demonstrate this. A key tip to remember when you're cleaning windows with a squeegee, I should say, when you're cleaning with a squeegee, let me just get some soap on there so you can see, is that as your squeegee is coming across the glass, if you have it leaning backwards like so, you're going to have a trail of water coming across the top, and that's going to leave runs and drips. So you always want to make sure that your squeegee angle, bear with me, is with your leading edge forward and your bottom edge to the back. And what happens then is, as you come across the glass, all the water runs off the bottom edge of the squeegee, as you can see, leaving nice runs at the bottom, not at the top. So that's a key thing to remember. So we'll go over that once again. We're just going to soap up the glass here, and I always cut in a little bit backwards. As I say, I tend to start upside down, and as you start upside down, come across, bring your squeegee forward, down, and then nice and simple. Now, because we didn't pre-detail, I don't know if you can see this here, we've got some little beads of water right here. Maybe there'll be some water wedged in there that might run down afterwards because we didn't pre-detail. Then take my blue microfiber rag, and I just run it along the frame, taking the muck off the frame so the frame's all nice. And then what you'll learn to do with a bit of time and patience is, as you do the frame, if you pop a finger or your thumb up inside the microfiber, then as you go around the frame, if you press it on the glass here like this, press it just up by the seal in the glass there as you're going over the frame at the same time. This is pre-detailing, and this forces any water that's stuck up in that seal out, so you won't get runs and drips afterwards. So now we're there, we take our squeegee. Start with an inverted slide up to the top corner, and then bring it back across, but make sure that you have your leading edge forward. I'm going to cover that in a minute. Leading edge always wants to be forward, and we just pound back and forth nice and steady, and then we close out. Now, there's always arguments, I don't know why, closing out to the side, closing out to the bottom. It really makes no odds. I always prefer to close out to the side because that leaves less mess to wipe up from along the bottom edge when you're done. There's just a bit in the corner usually, and that's it. And there you have it, a nice, simple, easy first clean on a window. So we're just going to cover leading edges again quickly to give you an idea of what I'm saying. Let me try and get this nice and soapy. When you're using a squeegee, to avoid runs and drips, what you want to do is, whichever direction you're going, you will have a leading edge, and your leading edge should always be at the top, and it should always be ahead leading from the bottom. So the top should always lead the bottom. The reason for this is, if you have it vice versa, and we're just going to run through the middle of this soap here, you'll see the water's coming up the blade and off the top, and all that's going to run down afterwards. But if we do that vice versa, just get back to that, and we'll go nice and slow here. As you can see, the water instead is coming off the bottom of the blade and just dripping down, and it's running down the squeegee and off, as opposed to here where you're forcing the water back up the squeegee and over, which is going to leave you run lines. So once more, we wet up the window, we take our microfiber, here we go, we're popping our thumb in it this time, so we've got our thumb in it so we can get up onto the frame, press down, pre-detail, which takes all that water out the edges, and then get our squeegee and up to the top, leading edge forward, and then we're just going to fan the whole window nice and steady. So I hope this video actually comes out, guys, because it's the first time I've tried to do a practical video with a point of view, as in you're actually literally stuck on my head. And there we have it. So anyway, guys, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you don't. Look forward to hearing your comments. Catch you all soon. Thanks for watching.